Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. So in this video I will be going through the steps or what are the things we need to follow to install a virtual machine, a Linux virtual machine on our host system or on our laptop, on our desktop, depending whichever system you're using. So let's go with it. So for first thing what you need for installing a virtual machine is you need an ISO image of that operating system whichever you want to install. So here we are going with Ubuntu, and you could use any other Linux. It could be MX Linux, it could be Fedora, it could be Red Hat, whatever you want. Just download a ISO image of it. So this is the ubuntu.com official website of Ubuntu. I will go to download now. Then you could enter, I think this one is somewhat more tricky to download. You could just go directly here, go for 20.04 LTS, the latest one I am choosing. And if I click on this one, there will be a initialization of download. So this image is being downloaded. It's a ISO file, .iso file. So I will cancel it since I have the file downloaded with me. Now to install those virtual machine, you need software, virtualization software. So either you could use VM Ware Workstation Pro, VM Ware Workstation Player, or you can use VirtualBox. VirtualBox is free, this is paid version. So I will be showing you how to install in VMware Workstation. You could follow the same steps, or it's almost the same in virtual machine Oracle VM VirtualBox as well. So let's create a new virtual machine. Select the default one, typical, it's recommended. Otherwise, if you know what you're going to do, if you have much knowledge about it, you can even choose custom. So I'm going by default. Then install a disk image file. Whatever ISO image you have downloaded, just give it the ISO image, the path to that ISO image. So I have gone to the folder where I have stored that one, and I am selecting my Linux. So that's Ubuntu. Okay, and if it's selected, it will by default, if it's a very well-known operating system, it will detect it by itself. So here it's detected the operating system. I will go with next. Now you can give any name to your virtual machine, location where you want to store the virtual machines when it's created, and then how much space you want to allocate to it. So 20 GB is good. Normally the recommendations are good, but if in case you want more, you could just change it, and let it be mostly keep it split virtual disk into multiple files. So what it does is it creates or it allocates the space as soon as you start using it, you start consuming it. It doesn't allocate the whole 20 GB chunk once. With the usage, it keeps on allocating the memory how much ever you want. So here you could customize your hardware, whatever how much specifications, or how much RAM, how much processor you want to give to your operating system. So generally I would recommend, that's one of the best rules to think of, is give half RAM of your system capacity. So talking in sense, I have in my laptop I have 16 GB of RAM. So if I give it 8 GB of RAM, that's totally okay. But if I give it more than that, then it becomes a problem. Your system might hang, or your host machine will be slowing down, because it's there is scarcity of resource. Your new machine, your virtual machine, has got more resources than your host machine. So don't do that. If you want to allocate, just allocate maximum the half of what you have in your system. Processors you could change. I want to give it 4 processors. If you know how much processor core counts you have, or how many processors you have, you could just give it change it. So I have 12 cores with me, and I have changed the settings. And even if you want it to be default, let it be default if you don't know much about it. So when it's created, it will power on itself automatically. Wait for it, click in this one. So as you can see, my mouse is captured. Come out of this window. So you need to remember this thing, that you have to press Ctrl Alt to come out of this window, this virtual machine window. Otherwise you will be stuck inside this window itself. So remember this key combination, Ctrl Alt. Now going into the window, virtual machine, select Ubuntu, and it will directly boot into Ubuntu, and it will give you one option. Either you want to try it, or either you want to install it. So here we will be installing, or you can even try that one. but our video is we are showing here how to install it if you want to use it persistently. So it will take some time. I will fast forward through the window. Now you can see that we are in the Linux operating system. It will take time, it will take some time, or it will load, it will keep loading depending on how much specifications you have given to it. So here we are into Ubuntu, so we will click on install Ubuntu, then select whatever language you want. I will go with the default one. It's the every time this is very simple thing, like it will tell you what to do every time. Go for normal installation until and unless you want a minimal installation and you are very specific about what you want on your operating system. So going with the default configuration. So what you can do is one thing you need to do is remove this thing, your internet, from here, because it will try downloading updates and that would take more time. So disconnect your internet at the time of installation. So use the default option, erase this and install Ubuntu. If you know more what is partitioning and all, you could even select something else and resize it as per your choice, or partition it as you want. Now I will select Indian time. You can select whichever you want. Give a name to your user. I'm giving Sub-Zero. Select some password. Mine is just QWERTY123 @123. Okay, I made some mistake. Okay, it's done. I will select login automatically. You could select anything of your choice. Continue. So this thing will start installing itself. It would take some time. I will fast forward through the window, through the video, and you could see that there are messages coming here in the on the bottom, copying files. Then it would be configuring some random things. So once it's completed, it will ask you to restart, or it will restart itself after 20-30 seconds, whatever is the threshold time. So wait for it to install. I will fast forward through it. You could see the message here down that it's right now configuring the hardware. At some point of time it would be okay. So right now it's installing grub, updating grub. So this is almost the end of it, the end of the installation. By if you're getting that message, you could know that your installation is done. Now waiting just somewhat more time, and I will restart it, and most probably we will be done with this installation. Once it restarts, we are into Ubuntu operating system, and after that if you switch it on, every time it will get into your installed operating system. And one benefit of operating system in the virtual machine is that if you mess up or if you do anything to your virtual machine, that won't affect your host machine. That will not create any problem for host machine. So anything, if you want to try, if you want to experiment, do it into the virtual machine. So now the installation has completed. We will restart our virtual machine. Again, you could feel that your mouse is captured your key. So press Ctrl Alt. You will be free to roam. You will be free to scroll anywhere. Now it says please remove the installation medium. Just press enter here, and you are into it. Now we are into our, now everything is installed. Just do next, done. Just switch on the internet from here so that you could access the internet in your virtual machine. At the installation time we switched it off just to prevent any updates, or just to save on some time. After the installation, you might be facing this issue that the screen is small and it's not fitting to the screen. Whatever is, like, we have a much bigger screen area available, but this is not fitting up to this area. So what you can do is go to view option and click on fit guest now. So it will try to adjust itself in the area provided by you, or like in your window size. So if you do resize your window and make it smaller like this or longer in this way, you can again go to view and click on fit guest now. So it will try to again adjust itself with the resolution of the window what you have resized. So this is one of the very great features of it. And instead of doing it again and again, you just make it auto fit guest all the time. So every time it will try to auto fit itself, so you don't have to do it manually.